What's going on, guys? This is Chandler Smith, and today I'm going to do a full review of my brand new Tesla Model S Plaid. I'm also going to explain why you should not buy this car. So with all of that being said, let's jump into it. All right, guys, first off, I'm gonna give you my opinion of the exterior. Now, I got the white exterior for a couple of reasons. First off, I thought it looked good. Second off, it was the only one that I didn't have to pay extra for. Now, don't give me a hard time, but for me, it just made sense because I'm most likely planning on wrapping this vehicle. Right away, my biggest frustration with the exterior is just that it doesn't look any different than their car did a long time ago. It's still just a Model S. You really can't tell. The only way that you can tell that it's the Plaid is this little guy in the back, which is just that. It's a very little guy. Now, I do think, just because of the other models I've seen, that the black accents have been added on like the doors and some of the other little pieces, which is cool. It looks nice. But again, it's just the Model S. And you probably are gonna give me a hard time because you can see that when you order it. It is a little bit of a bummer that there aren't any differences though. For some reason, I just thought it'd have a little more pop, and it really doesn't. Next thing, this is a $150,000 car. Now, they do have a wheel upgrade. I didn't get the wheel upgrade because I'm planning on getting custom wheels, and so you can look forward to that in future videos. However, I was extremely disappointed that on a $150,000 car, these are the wheels that it comes with. Now, the upgrade, again, they look pretty nice, but for a $150,000 car, this literally looks like cheap plastic. It looks like one of those old Toyota Corollas that you'd slap one on and then spray paint it black. And so I was pretty bummed by the wheels. Overall, it's the exterior to a Tesla Model S. That's what it is. And except the wheels on the Tesla Model S are actually cooler in my opinion. So let's look inside. Now, this is the one place I think, other than the acceleration, that I was the most impressed. I really do think they killed the interior of this car. Now, keep in mind, I've been driving the Porsche Taycan, and I love this car. I love the interior. I thought for sure I was gonna be disappointed by the interior, but I'm actually thoroughly impressed by the Model S Plaid's interior. Let me show you a couple things. First off, I am a diehard Tesla fan, and I love the white. It can withstand just about anything. It always stays looking nice, and it's just really, really cool to have a white interior. I got the carbon fiber, and I was actually really impressed with how clean and classy it looks. I also like that they added this little textured plaid right here. Now, it's super windy today, so I'm gonna talk you through things in the garage, but then I'm also gonna pull the car out, and so we'll have overlay footage so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now, in my Model 3, it had lots of pieces of like plastic here, here, down here, and up here. And the plastic felt super cheap, super janky. Now, I know I'm comparing the Model S, that's a $150,000 car, to the Model 3 that now it's like what, $30, $40, $50,000, somewhere in that range. I paid $70,000 for my performance Model 3 when I bought it, and I loved that car. Now, granted, I had some complaints, but the interior was one of my major complaints, where in this car, you look at this clean white, the carbon fiber. This is so easy to use, to put your phone right here, which is one thing that I've complained about with all of my other cars because I like having my phone very usable. But the interior, every piece of the interior is very well done. There's not a piece where you're like, oh, that looks super janky. And I know you're probably saying, well, what do you mean by that, Chandler? Well, let me show you really quick. In the Model 3, stuff like this was really bad. But even in a Porsche, now this is a $150,000 car. I think even more than that. I got a really good deal on it, so I paid $135 and got it new because it was 2020. But if you look, this plastic piece right here, and you can zoom in, it gets all kinds of beat up, and it's because it's cheap plastic. And on the Model 3, it had stuff like this. The Porsche is a very nice interior that I've absolutely loved, but this pisses me off because it gets scratched up and dinged up, and it has issues where I really feel like on the Tesla for the Plaid, they went the extra mile and they added stuff that isn't gonna get scratched, dinged. I feel like they thought about a lot of the little pieces of the car so that the interior is really on another level. And that's something that historically Tesla has gotten a lot of crap for, is that it just felt cheap. And on this car, I've actually been really impressed because I really like the interior. Now I'm gonna see if it falls apart on me, but right now, thoroughly impressed with the interior. Other thing I wanna talk about, and Tesla's always been this way, but how easy it was to get the charger and set it up compared to the Porsche is another thing that I didn't miss it until it was gone with my other Tesla. It's just so simple, and Tesla makes everything simple. And so I know this video is labeled why you should not buy the Tesla Model S Plaid, and I'm gonna explain why, but I also have to talk up Tesla because I'm a diehard Tesla fanatic, and even though I think you shouldn't buy this car, I'm gonna hold on to it for a couple reasons that we're gonna talk about. All right guys, we are taking this on a little drive and gonna just kind of give you my review. First off, hate the steering wheel. Now, I don't think it's something I can't eventually get used to learning how to at least use, but it's super clunky, it's a pain in the butt. It feels wider than a normal steering wheel, and maybe it isn't, but maybe just because of the way that it's set up, when I turn, it like legit gets stuck on my leg if I don't get my seat in the right place, which definitely doesn't seem safe. It also is really hard to make turns quickly. Now, I'm sure, again, it's like anything, practice makes perfect, but for someone that's driven any other car, this is infuriating and, in my opinion, very dangerous. The next thing though, when it comes to the tech side of things, autopilot is absolutely incredible. And since I got my Tesla Model 3, I love that it recognizes the lights. I love that it sounds like it's gonna be completely autonomous pretty soon. But even right now, when I'm in the city, I just flick the volume button so that it doesn't shut off, because after a certain period of time, it doesn't let you do autopilot without touching the steering wheel or flicking the volume. But I love how it reads the other cars. I love how it literally drives for me. So when there's cars stopped here, I don't need to worry about it. And it's not super jerky. It doesn't slow down super fast. It's very smooth with the turns. It always keeps you in the middle of the lane. It now reads stoplights. And the one thing I loved about stoplights is now I can stop at the front and it tells you when the light turns green so that you know to go, whether you're in autopilot or not. You can say, oh, time to go. Just tons of cool tech features. When it comes to all the other tech, I'm not even gonna dive into it. You just need to know that Tesla is so far superior to anything else when it comes to the tech side, when it comes to the security for the car, when it comes to all the games, when it comes to linking up with Spotify and linking up with whatever other stuff you've got, using the internet, watching movies, automatically backing up the car from your phone and having it come to you. Just all of these super cool, and just, you know, when that beeps, just means I have to touch it so it knows I'm still here, still awake. There are ways around that people have used where then they fall asleep in the car because they like set their phone here or something. Anyways, the tech is absolutely incredible. Just super, 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 super cool. And so I'm sure a lot of you are saying, well, Chandler, why would you not buy this car? Well, here is the truth. I loved my Model 3, and I think the perfect car is something along the lines of this luxury, but just the handling and feel of the Model 3. Now, I know you're gonna give me a lot of crap on this, but this car feels like there's way too much weight in it. And it also feels like they don't have the proper braking. So cornering in this car isn't fun. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't feel right. Braking in this car is terrifying. And I was actually thinking of making a video about the top speed of this car, so we went and messed around with it. And I can't show the video because, well, I'm not gonna go into why. There are a couple reasons. However, we just took this to a pretty crazy top speed, and I was thoroughly impressed by the acceleration. Absolutely love it. This is an Instagram car. Like 0 to 60 is incredible, but I was actually pretty impressed from top end speeds too, like 100 plus. The thing I was not impressed by is how it felt at those speeds. It felt very unstable, especially when braking. The brakes are not made to handle the weight of this car. It just doesn't feel safe. And so I also felt very unsafe cornering while slowing down. And granted, that's kind of dangerous in any car, but any turning, cornering just doesn't feel good. It feels dangerous. And the same with slowing down, and the same with steering wheel. So the reason that I would say you should not buy this car is I think that Tesla's produced a ton of cars, and there's really no need for the 0 to 60 of this car. And if you're looking at the car without the 0 to 60, when you look at the handling, the luxury feel, you know, all of those things, it isn't worth paying at the price point this is at. So I think if you're going to buy a car, buying the Model S or the Model 3 or the Model Y or the Model X, all of those that I've been in, I've absolutely loved, and I really do think they're incredible. I hope the range on those extends, but I don't think you're getting your money's worth for this car with how dangerous it is. Now, you know you pay for the 0 to 60. I just kind of expected, sorry, I didn't hit it. So now it's freaking out. I just figured with how much I paid for the car, there would be brakes and handling to match that price point, and in my opinion, there's just not. All right, James, should we do a roller from like 30, see how it feels? See if you can keep the camera without making it wobbly. Are you ready? Oh, wow. That's fun, huh? All right, guys, I've talked a lot of heat, but of course, we have to show you the 0 to 60. So we're out here about to get on the freeway, and we are going to show you just that so that you can experience the 0 to 60 in supposedly under 2 seconds. I'm pretty sure it's over 2 seconds though, but it's still freaking fast. My privileges were taken away for autopilot, and I want them back. So you just have to put the car in park. All right, you ready for 0 to 60, James? You ready, James?
Yep.
0 to 60. Here we go. Wow, 0 to 100. Real fast. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, when you cut a second from the 0 to 60, you definitely feel it, especially when it's already that fast. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got money to blow and you want the acceleration, maybe this car's a good fit for you. But if you're thinking you're gonna get the handling and the brakes and the feel, you're not. Now, I don't know, I'm so torn on this video because I think this car is pretty freaking cool. I'm just really frustrated with Tesla that they couldn't just make the brakes and handling a little bit better, especially the brakes, because it feels dangerous. Everything else in the car I freaking love though. So who knows, maybe if you want to spend the money, maybe it is worth it. I think it's worth it, even though I did this video that says it's not worth it. Now you know why. So if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Look forward to seeing you in the future videos. Thanks, guys.